This is mainly for those of you that may have to evacuate and have no designation to go to. When you get your map, you're going to circle your home on the map, and then you're going to find the nearest campsite or state park. Google the directions for it, highlight that area. Turn around, Google the directions again, but for walking distance. That'll give you a second route, whether you're driving or walking, to go as well. Once you have that done, also make a little note of your nearest water source to that campsite. Once those are done, find your next campsite or state park further on up. Also mark bridges and tunnels and Google directions around those as well and highlight them. Also mark notes of interest such as stores, bathrooms, things like that, and warnings as well. Certain areas that you may not want to take you and your family through, mark those. Remember, paper maps only, no laminated. Okay, enough of my pretty face. On your maps as well, you want to mark your place of work. If you work more than one place, mark each place that you work, and you want two routes. A driving route from that place of work to home, and a walking route from that place of work to home. Okay. These maps are going to be extremely important in our everyday life. Hey, cut that out. See, y'all don't make me lose my train of thought, but that's what I wanted to put out there. And the chickens wanted to be videoed as well. Also, you want to mark areas rerouted around bridges and tunnels from your work to home. Also, you want to collect maps. If you live next to a border state, you want a map of that state. If you regularly drive through a state, you want a map of that state. If you've got an upcoming trip through a state, you want a map as that as well. You want maps. Right here is a collection of every state I go through at least once a year. Okay, they all have notes in them. They all have yellow highlighted areas in there. And this here is actually a map of my local area up close. Of course, what you don't see here is the state of insanity and depression. But that didn't come in paper form. You also want an inexpensive clipboard or some type of folder to keep all your maps in, safe and organized. Alright. Sick as a dog today. I don't know what it is, maybe a bad cold, but I'm a workaholic. I've got to always have something to do. So just finished removing all the water damage from the roof of the camper and get me to reapply, put the insulation in. This goes out to Blitz and Spray, a truck driver, who commented that he's raised in a time where we no longer use maps. Everything's GPS, Google, all that. I'm right there with you. Who really uses paper maps anymore? I was raised in a time with maps, but as soon as the technology changed, I dove right in there. But I want to explain to you just how important just having a map with you is. Okay, because that's the problem with technology. We want to depend on it. We just don't want to become dependent on it. Part 2. As a truck driver, I would really like to impress on you also to check out a couple audio books. One is Ted Koppel's Lights Out, and another is what is it, William Forstner, something like that. Here's the screenshot of it. 1 second after. Ted Koppel's Lights Out is a documentary on EMPs and the grid down scenario and how vulnerable a lot of us don't realize all our technology is. That can just knock out the electricity, the GPS, all of that, and you're stranded out nowhere. 1 second after is a fictional book about that, about a family, what they have to go through once an EMP hits and they've totally lost the grid and all the electricity. The two great books I would advise everyone to either read. If you're a truck driver, over the road, get them and listen to them on audio. Okay. Last one, part 3. Just imagine yourselves a few hundred miles away from home regardless, and we sustain an EMP or something. Your trucks no longer work, the GPS is down, your phone is no good. You might as well, it's a brick. You might as well just throw it away. And I know what a lot of you are thinking, well, I just follow the roads back. Well, you can. Then you're taking the long way around. If you're on foot or bicycle or something like that, with a map, you have a priceless commodity that explains to you all the shortcuts that you could be taking and cut your trip literally in half. Okay? I mean, they may not seem like much now, but once technology is gone, people are going to be scrambling for maps. You can either buy, I buy extra maps. Every state I go through, I buy 2 or 3 maps. Why? Because if it ever came down to that, imagine what you can barter a map for if no one has GPS anymore. But hope you take that to heart, Blitz and Spray, and y'all have a nice day.